and they will be discussing. They will tell Nigerian media that these are people living in UAE. Meanwhile, these are people that travel with him from Nigeria, and they will go back with him to Nigeria. So Nigerians will suffer here. We have to go and wash car in the garage. We wash car. They give us 10 dirham, and we have family, children here. No job. Even when we are more qualified for the job, they will deny us. If you go to the mall, to the big mall, if you go to the big mall in Dubai Mall, the biggest mall in Mall of Emirates, you will see African, Uganda, Kenya working. You will not see Nigeria there. They will deny us. Right now, they're not giving us house. Okay, are we going to be sleeping in the streets? Tell me, with our children, with our money, even if we have to bring back the money we saved 5 years, 6 years back, we'll still bring it back to pay for a house. They will not give us the house.
Give you, I know. I mean, so many
people are depressed. So many people are depressed because of they have handwork, they're talented, they have children, they are eager to work, but you will not see them, no job for them. I don't know. Our government should do something. You understand? Because this thing happened, I think, to Indians before. Indian government intervened. And right now, even before
government, say you get. But when you have a country and a government that they don't actually really respect, do you understand? That makes it even more complicated. It's a shame, honestly. It is.
It's a shame. We are suffering here, Mayogu. I'm telling you, we are suffering.
See, I'm so sorry, man, right? I'm glad you are sharing that with us, and a lot of people are hearing this too, right? So let's keep putting it out there, okay? Let's keep putting it out there.
I always pray for you because through you, this message is going viral.
Yes, it's going. A lot of people are hearing it right now, and a lot are still going to hear it. Yes, sir.
I also pray and I plead with you that one day just try and bring out a time for Dubai people.
I will.
Please.
We will get a time that we can possibly have enough people on. I think we did something like that a while back, but it's been a while. It's like about 2 years or so ago. Where people, I mean, people join me.
You will see a grown-up man going to wash car in the garage to feed his family.
Just because Nigeria ensure that the cash of these airlines are trapped in Nigeria. And you are being punished for it.
So many people have taken their own lives here, and their family think that they are still alive, they're coming back. Meanwhile, they've taken their own lives here by themselves because of the suffering.
God damn it, man. And this is...
I'm telling you, so many people have taken it, because whatever happens in UAE stays in UAE. It hardly leak out of UAE, very hardly. Whatever happens here, the government makes sure everything remains here. So it's hardly escape the country. You know, they cover everything up.
Once again, Baba, for sharing this with us.
Yeah, God bless you. God bless you on your work.
For thousands and tens of thousands of other people in that UAE, with what you just did tonight, okay? But let's keep the fingers crossed, right?
God will keep blessing you and supporting you.
Thank you so much.
Amen.
You have a good one, okay? Man, I can only imagine this. And a lot of you who are living comfortably with your family, see, you need to grab that your child closer, that you are able to provide for them, and you are in a country where your fundamental human rights are still pretty much intact, okay? Where your rights have not been, revoked simply because of where you come from and the criminals running the country you come from. Nigerians are being punished for what Buhari APC, what they did. They stole the money of this airline. They trapped their money and they choose not to give that back. And thousands of Nigerians who are living in the UAE, they are now the collateral damage. How do these people really sleep at night? Why do you even have embassy in UAE? Why do you send the ambassador to UAE? Why are they still sending staff to UAE, Nigeria embassy in UAE? Why? What are they really doing there? Giving Nigerian visa to Dubai people to come to Nigeria. But UAE embassy in Nigeria doesn't even give any visa to anybody. Not work permit, not work visa, not nothing. Now they are denying Nigerians housing in UAE. Really? Hello there.
Hello, my good afternoon
Oh,
or
Lady
evening. Good evening.
Charm. God bless you. How are you?
Hi. I'm fine, thank you. God bless you too.
Amen. And good
Uh,
afternoon to you,
uh,
Charm. Please.
I was just, because I was typing to the previous caller to say, oh, he should type what is going on in the UAE. I wasn't really looking to call, but I mean, after he spoke and you hear, and I'm sure he's not even disclosing everything that
I don't think
our,
he is saying
you
everything.
know,
You're right.
yeah, that Nigerians are going through in Dubai. It's really heartbreaking. He's saying that some people have taken their lives and even their families in Nigeria are not even aware that their loved ones are gone. So I think, we've always kind of like said that part of the problem that we have is that we don't know our history. A lot of the people who decide to choose to be bigoted because of religion and ethnicity and all of that really truly don't understand their history. If they understood that before the transatlantic slave trade, you had they called it the Western, I think, where it was mostly the Arabs who sold Africans, and that particular slave trade went on for 1,500 years
Yes.
before the transatlantic slave trade, which was abolished, I think, uh, after decades as well. I mean, sorry, not centuries as well, right? But theirs was lasted long. And the reason why you don't see a lot of our people in those places, whereas you see African Americans and things like that, is because they made sure to castrate most of the black men when they got there and things like that, because they
Them
wanted the
to
homogeneity
reproduce.
of their own people, right? And they didn't want them to reproduce. So they had constantly. And then the reason why I raised this point, right, is for people to understand that these people don't like you. Historically, they've always felt a certain way about you. Nothing has changed.
Mm.
You listen to the previous caller and you hear how they treat our own people, black people. This is not even talking about treating Nigerians differently, because the people who died in that place were also Ugandans, Nigerians, people from different countries in Africa. So generally black people, right? And then you draw another line to Alan Onyema. You can talk about how we have useful idiots within the government of Nigeria, but those useful idiots are helping the West. You have countries you have the British Airways, Virgin, all of these countries having multiple operational. I don't know how, because I'm not into all this whole flight business, but
No,
apparently they have
they call them slots. Okay, the slot for
okay
flight
slots.
slot,
So
kind of, right? So they give it to
okay, but
them
they have
and say
26.
BA has
They,
24, Virgin has
okay,
this, another. Yeah, go on.
yeah. So Virgin has 20 something, British Airways has 20 something, and then all Alan and Yema was struggling. Even the condescending way he was treated as somebody who didn't have any knowledge. Because generally, whether we like it or not, whether we want to beat our chest and act like, act brand new, like, okay, they don't treat me a certain way. The truth is that the average Oyibo or anybody, I worked in a bank, I worked in certain places, I had people of Asian descent, talk to me like they're talking to a 5-year-old. And then I have to remind them, no, not here. Okay, not in this kind
No,
of
no, no.
nonsense work that we're
Exactly.
here.
Don't even try it, man. Please, no.
Just respect yourself,
Absolutely.
stuff like that. So you can do that, right? But they just generally assume that you are below, of average intelligence or even below average intelligence, and they treat you that way. Imagine, because when you go down to this Alan Onyema story, right? He was even sent a letter and asked to stop writing them, that they will be the ones to come.
Yes.
Who does that? Who does that in a bit in a place where you feel like, okay, you are dealing with equals, you understand each other, this person knows the business that you're doing, what is interested, rightfully he should have priority because he's from that continent,
You get what I
not you.
mean? Like, it should be there.
You
If a
know
man stands up enough to say, oh, we could do this too. We can do this, right?
exactly.
So you are supposed to actually get support, but he didn't. That's why it became that
But
kind
he
of
didn't, and
ordinary
that's
to
you
them.
see, and that's why I call the people in government. Yes, they can be, and I stated it the other, the last time I called. We're being led. or we're being misled by peasants, people who do not know how to generate wealth, who cannot make the next person a millionaire because they don't know how to even make themselves millionaire, which is why they rely on government assistance to be called, one of Forbes' most, billionaires.
Exactly.
Right? Because if they had the ability to do so without the backing of the government, then they'll be able to know they'll have the ability to generate wealth and create wealth and make other people wealthy, but they can't do that.
No, they can't.
Which now takes us to this person that talked about the solar, the Adamawa person, the guy who spoke brilliantly. And then,
go on.
And I'm thinking to myself, why is this guy not the minister for power? Why is it that, according to somebody, we call it Olodo, but some Americans say Olodo.
An extra is a peculiar mess. His papa was called a peculiar mess, who was talking about the mess of an area, and they just changed that to peculiar mess. And I would never believe that somebody who was a deputy governor of Central Bank of Nigeria. I think that one even is self-explanatory, Charm, right? That could be one.
Yeah, but
that's how he became
deputy
governor.
And you know what? These are the things, because I think somebody earlier on spoke about the qualification about him being a first class. Was he first class or
he is actually a first class student, by the way. Or see the first class.
From which university?
Before you continue, right? Remember what I said about Nigerians who are so proud about paper certificates. Do you know who I am? But yet, there is no major Nigerian engineering company constructing Nigerian roads, Nigerian bridges, Nigerian houses, Nigerian this, Nigerian that. None. But they all have certificates that says Doctor, PhD, evangelist, deacon, doctor, this and that. Right?
In fact,
they don't make anything.
They don't make any kind of sense.
They,
they're inarticulate, they are not coherent. Their thought process is just not, will indicate that they had in fact, I can't even compare them to a primary 5, because some primary 5 people are more intelligent than these ones.
More than them, I know. So that's why you would never see somebody like that guy who did that project in Adamawa being the minister of power in Nigeria. No, they can't let that.
Exactly. And it just occurred to me when you were talking, I now understand that band that they're talking about. Sometimes they try to mirror things that are going on in all these other countries, but their execution is all over the place. You're talking about banding. The banding that you see in the UK, to the best of my understanding, is your energy. Hey, what's the word now? I forgot. There's a word I want to. Energy efficiency.
It's about efficiency, and what happened is that how people save energy for domestic, and how industries save energy too. These are the go on.
So different boroughs and different houses in different boroughs have
it's not rationing money. It's not rationing light.
No, it has nothing to do with rationing. So it's almost as if they see these things and they say, hey, discussion, okay, this is how we're going to do it in our country. Meanwhile, they don't know how to do anything. It is clear that this person has no ideas, doesn't even understand what his portfolio is about. And this is the problem we have in Nigeria. We have people who have no clue, who have no idea. And what breaks my heart is that we're still waiting for them to be able to do something. They can't do anything because they don't have the capacity, they don't have the intelligence, they don't have the know-how to even do anything. And even if they did, all they want to do is to steal money at the end of the day. Do you understand? They're not even looking to try and change anything or do anything.
Because we all know all they are doing is also intentional too. Because even if they do know what is right to be done, right, they will still take advantage of it. That's how
they still take advantage of it.
Lady.
So anyway, like I said, I really, with regards to Dangote, we all know what he is. He's not a billionaire in any way, shape, or form.
No.
He doesn't create wealth. The wealth that he has is not even a wealth that he created for himself. It's the wealth that is propped up by the Nigerian government, by our money, by our resources, by the monopoly that the Nigerian government allows him to have. And then Onyema, I really pray for him, because I know that a lot of people feel like, obviously he has a target on his back, right? But I just pray that he carries on. That's the best I can. But I'm
we
pretty
can
sure
only wish him luck, Charm. because none of us have control. If it's about patronage, right? Well, I can patronize him, okay? That's fair on my part, okay? But what if the establishment says enough? What can you and I do for real? Like, what
you and I cannot do anything, you know.
Yeah.
But this is where we need to start being. We need to, I don't know, we need to start doing something, because we already know, we've talked about it, you know, all the time we've talked about it. I will always come back to the point that we know that the people in government do not have the capacity, neither do they have the intelligence or the capability to do anything. So what do? The protest, I keep saying the protest can't wait till 2027. This protest, whatever needs to happen now. Otherwise, we don't have a country or anything to even
there is a crash that is about to happen. And also, it is simply not even just about some of these crashes or these happenings that really matter. It's about how people react to them. So are people really ready to react the way they should react? We just have to find out, Charm. Okay? But we will keep awareness alive, as usual. Because it does that.
Yeah.
Right?
All right, but let me let other people call in.
Thank you, Charm. You have a wonderful evening, okay? And my regards to those, those beautiful children as well. You take it easy.
Thank you.
You have a good one.
All right, thank you.
That's a Charm, by the way. And I am supposed to take 1 or 2 more calls and we'll call it a night. But I also would love to remind a lot of us who haven't really liked the broadcast. It's important that you do leave the comment section for a moment. Go under that video. If you haven't before, just like that thumb up, right? And go back to the comment section and you can continue your fire there. Right? Here is another caller on the line. Hello there.
Chairman, my goodness, Adiola speaking to you tonight.
Adiola. I was wondering, I've been talking about economics, accounting, and the rest of that. I didn't struggle tonight, right? I said Adiola will do this tonight. So, how are you, man?
I'm very well. Very well.
Okay, yeah, it's just Adiola from Canada that first called in. I almost called him Adiola. I was like, oh, you can't call him chief. And my own Adiola is not a chief yet, so now I've got chief.
No, I don't want all that chief title. All that chief title doesn't.
I remember that. You're actually somebody who doesn't like title. So I'll stick to Adiola.
That title doesn't make any sense. Yeah. So I think maybe I'll just piggyback on what all the callers have mentioned, and what they've said. From Charm and the other callers, there's a part of it, I'm not sure what part of the study it is in anthropology and ethnographically, all those ethnographic studies. Right. You can't expect anything from this government. You can't expect anything. So if you're looking for prosperity or you're looking for, people to be empowered, no, you can't, because, the moment you understand the kind of system they don't run a system whereby it's inclusive. So obviously you shouldn't expect, the obvious, it's just going to be, I find it very painful when people still hang on, they are trying for what? You bring, you roll student loan out. Those things.
It is with immediate effect as well. Or you do not have a dime in any
it's
not even a single recruitment has been done by now, Baba. There is no website for student loan, okay? There's absolutely nothing. Just word of mouth. And here we are. I have a poster. Nigerian students are organizing work for Tinubu. Continue talking, Adiola. I'm going to put it on the screen now.
Yeah.
They are already showing appreciation for something that is...
Yeah. No, I know. It's unfortunate that people still think, they will expect any prosperity under this government. It's still unfortunate that, people will still expect, oh, yeah. No, nothing is going to happen. We'll be worse off or we'll be in the same position. We'll never move forward. It's just the way it is. And for Mr. Onyema, I think he's doing all he can do in spite of all the odds, I even learned that at some point, I'm not sure, subject to clarification, right, that British Airways and Virgin dropped their prices, when it started.
Verified. That's why I use in there.
It's verified, isn't it? Yeah.
But you have no idea. Yeah. See, I'll tell you the change. It is so huge. Everybody noticed. Okay. So a ticket, yes, right? Prior to the maiden launch of that flight, So a British Airways and Virgin Airline or Virgin Airways ticket. Virgin is always expensive. We all know that, Abi. So British Airways was carrying economic class from Lagos to London and London to Lagos for 1,800 and something pounds. That's the cheapest. I saw 5,800 for business class or something. I was like, should people pay that much to fly in? You get that kind of thing, like, I will carry 6,000 pounds now, I will buy tickets, I won't fly. Who does that? Baba, I saw all of that too. But you know something? They all dropped like a bag of a sack of
potatoes.
Earpiece started selling their own ticket for somewhere around 1,900. Papa, Earpiece, they sell ticket for 850 pounds, where the cheapest ticket on BA was 1,900 or so. So the following day, BA just dropped, 800 and something. London, return. Virgin just dropped from over 2,000 something to 1,000 something. I'm talking about 1,000 to 1,030. Like, it was so obvious that it was unreal. People did screenshot. Like, is this real? And that's something huge that everyone should just feel like, oh, so this is possible. How come they didn't do it all this while? But rather they wanted to complain about Isiagu, and they want the whole company to go down for no reason.
Yes. I think in order to articulate myself tonight, the system is so riddled with many holes that it would always be inefficient. So, and I'm sure British Airways, I'm sure Virgin, Airlines, they've sunk their teeth deep into that market whereby they know what to do. They know what strings to pull. So if we keep on going on with the same Nigerian system, I think in summary, the only thing that pains me is the outcome. That the outcome would be ineffectual. The outcome would be utterly suboptimal.
Because it is Nigeria.
Yes.
You would have preferred to say, oh, maybe this is it. Okay.
No.
It's going to increase their price later because of cost of this. But there's still also going to be that Nigerianness in it. There's going to be that Nigerian factor. Can this last? But the problem is it can't, or we hope it does. But we know why it won't, or we hope it does. Adiola.
Yeah, so I think this whole conversation just makes me, I'm worried that you did a session on adjustment and Nigerians have actually adjusted. And that adjustment factor is something whereby I cannot reconcile. So if indeed we have an adjustment factor, then I'm really, really scared. I think for me, that's a summary. If indeed that adjustment factor exists, then I am almost without hope. This system is not going to produce